Hello everybody, MorbTron here. Today I want to talk a little bit about the Solstice of Hero armor grind and also the announcement that Destiny 2 Shadowkeep is being pushed back for its release date. That'll be towards the end of the video. Let's first talk about the armor for Solstice of Heroes. So I'm out here on IO. I'm grinding away on my Titan. I'm almost there. I can see the finish line. It is so close yet so far away for completing the renewed set, the blue set. I'm almost done with my solar final blows. Almost done. And by the way, if you're a Titan and worrying about how to get solar final blows, what are you doing? Just go Devastator and throw your little baby hammer everywhere. Works magnificently. Knocking out the patrols on IO, doing some bounties while I'm at it, and heroic pub events for that. The chest piece is already completed. The boots are getting there. The headpiece is getting there. I'm so close, but you'll see here I am so far away as well. EAZ mini bosses. So I don't know if this was a bug or what, but basically the way EAZ mini boss, we'll call it a quest objective, because technically it is a quest. You need to at least hit the target before you get credit for the kill. So the progress isn't shared through your fire team. So if you're out, slaughtering your own mini bosses, you don't get credit for Blueberry over, on the other side of the map, also killing them. But another quest objective for the Titan armor set, at least, and I'm sure it's probably there for others as well, was to get the chests open in the EAZ event. And that progress is shared. So if Blueberry on the other side of the map opens a chest, you get the progress for that chest being open. But you don't get the progress for the mini-bosses being killed. And you need to literally kill double the amount of mini-bosses as you do opening the chests. And the chests only spawn in from killing mini-bosses. They're 1-to-1. You kill one mini-boss, you get one chest. Kill 5, you get 5 chests. So the fact that you need to get kill credit by actually hitting the target at least before it dies, and you need to get 100 of those, but you only need to get credit for opening 50 chests, is a little bit weird for me. I don't really think that, maybe it was not intended for it to be the way that it is, where you need to basically get the assist on it, but it's pretty interesting, and I'm not really a fan of it. That's actually kind of the reason why I've decided that after my Titan is done getting her set of armor, I'm not going to be grinding it on anything else. So, even though this armor supposedly is going to be, the armor 2.0 when Shadowkeep does finally come out, there's going to be so much more armor out there that's going to be new and honestly probably look better. It won't have the cool holographic stuff on it, but I want new content, man. I want new armor. I don't want stuff brought back from last year with some new shiny decals on it. That sort of thing. I want new. I want the new content. That's what I want. I want to go to the moon, damn it. But yeah, so that's the armor. That's my opinion on it. I think that my opinion on it basically is I think that it was a bug, or they just didn't think didn't think it through. You share credit for opening 50 chests, but you don't share credit for getting 100 boss kills. I think maybe they added a 0 into onto that, and it was supposed to be you yourself kill 10, and your fire team as a whole needs to open 50 chests. That would make more sense to me than what we have now. And granted, that might be 10 times easier than the current objective we have. But comparing that objective on the armor set to the other objectives, I mean, other than having to play 10 Gambit matches, there's really not much else that compares to it as far as having to spend time doing it. And the EAZ, although it's a great area to explore, there's a lot of buildings you can go into. You can basically go into every building. There's a lot of little tunnels underneath of it, that sort of thing. Sure, you need to die. Thank you very much. it's a cool space, and I wish they would, you know, maybe use it for something else in the future. But the EAZ event isn't really all that interesting to me. The bosses in there are cool. They look neat. They have so a few of them have some pretty interesting mechanics that are fun. But as far as, you know, replayability, that event, like any other event that Bungie has that's, you know, like for a special thing going on, it's just not, it's not there, unfortunately, for me. There's almost no replayability to it, and being forced to replay it over and over and over again in order to get the mini boss kills makes me like it even less. So I would think that I'm not alone in that sentiment, but you never know. Let me know what you think in the comment section if you're going to go for all 3 sets, you know, because you're a completionist. And I even consider myself a little bit of a completionist, but I just honestly, you know, I work more than a full-time job, and I just don't want to spend that amount of time in the EAZ, and that is 100% it. It's not that I don't think the armor is worth it. It's just I can't stand the EAZ event anymore, and I'm only at 36 out of 100 mini-boss kills. So, yeah, I would say the only other thing that was kind of a little bit frustrating about the armor was more my fault in not reading the fine print when it comes to certain objectives that you need to get done. So I believe it was the chest here. Yeah, here we go. So defeat enemies in strike list using a subclass that matches the burn day. And then, guys, can you stop, please? It'd be fantastic if you just stop killing me for a second. Just do that. Thanks, buds. So if you don't read that, if you just moused over the actual armor piece, it didn't say anything about matching the subclass that you're using to the daily burn. And so if you're trying to do other objectives while you're in there doing strikes or doing whatever you had to do while matching the subclass and you didn't, you kind of wasted your time. And that felt bad, because that happened to me for a little bit. But it was only frustrating for a little bit, because I should have known better. When it wasn't working, I should have, you know, looked at the armor more closely and tried to figure out what was going on, rather than just think it was bugged for a little bit or something, or that it didn't count in Gambit or for the fallen kills or whatever. Anyway, I've ranted about the armor a little bit too much. Now on to the Shadowkeep being pushed back. Like I said earlier, I want the new content. I want new stuff to do. I want to go to the moon. I want to see all the new activities they're adding in. I want new armor. I want new guns. I want new content. And I'm pretty sure a lot of us are on that kind of same boat. The stuff we have, you know, it's great. You know, the Season of Opulence was great. But with what they have released and kind of their release schedule for Season of Opulence, it's kind of lost its luster for me. We're out of new stuff to do. We have 2 months left to go before Shadowkeep comes out now, and we have 2 months of basically just what we have already. There's no plans, nothing on the calendar for things coming back or being introduced or anything like that. So it's just kind of stay the course, and the content we have is the content we have. And I have to play the devil's advocate here and kind of bring up the fact that with that basically 2 months of content drought that we're going to have, the game is going to maybe not permanently lose people, but people are going to, you know, move on to other things in that 2 months, which honestly I don't blame people, because you can't play the same thing over and over and over again most of the time without getting incredibly bored. So, and that kind of goes for content creation as well. You know, most of the stuff that I do are weapon reviews or short little guides for stuff. When there's no new content, there's no new weapons to review, there's nothing to make a guide on. So yeah, it's going to be 2 months of just kind of derping around, or maybe doing live commentaries, loadout stuff in the Crucible, or quirky videos. I don't know. It's gonna be an interesting 2 months, I think. It does give me a chance to invest more time into Borderlands, but that's that. But I think the positive side of, you know, Shadowkeep being pushed back is that if Bungie did see some sort of issue arising where they didn't think that, you know, the game was going to be done before, you know, it was supposed to be released, I'm glad that they decided to bite the bullet and push back the release now and say, hey, you know, we're working on some stuff. We think that we need to have more time to get some stuff ironed out to have a better release experience. I'm fine with that, because especially in the gaming industry right now, there's way too much pressure for people to stick to their release dates, and they end up pushing out a game that's either released in a very broken state, like Fallout 76 was, or in a state where the game was so rushed and so not done that there's just zero content in it. Looking at you, Anthem. And I don't want that. I especially don't want that for another Destiny release. So hopefully some good will come out of the extra 2 weeks we have to wait. I know Luke Smith over at Bungie has said that he's going to be making a longer blog post within the next week or so about kind of a state of the game address in a blog post talking about changes that are coming, changes to, you know, like new activities, stuff like that, but also just kind of a state of Bungie and how things are going for him and stuff. So I'm curious to see what he has to say about that, and I am waiting with bated breath. But that is going to be it for this video. It's a little bit longer than I wanted to make it, but I wanted to get some points across, and I didn't want to talk so fast that I got winded, so there we go. If you're new here, you want to show your support, hit subscribe, hit like, all that stuff. I don't usually have ranty videos like this, but I had some stuff I wanted to say about the armor and about the game being pushed back. So that is it for this video. If you have anything to say at all, you know, you have opinions about the game being pushed back, you have opinions about the armor pieces, the grind, that sort of thing, let me know. Let's have a discussion in the comment section. I'm all for it. But don't forget to have a good day, everybody, and I'll catch you all next time.